Welcome to Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis. All right, my buddy Freak just walked in. Frank. You know I love you, buddy. So he plays with a Vcore 95, just like this one that we all love. But he said this is the way to make it better. You're gonna love this one. Stay tuned. All right, so my buddy Frank, Freak, whatever his name is, from Brazil, walked in. He plays with this racket, the Vcore 95, and he said, look here, add some lead to this, 4 grams at the top, right? And then he counterbalances it with an overgrip on the bottom. And he said, put it at 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and 9 o'clock. So essentially 6 holes worth, 6 grommets worth of it at 12 o'clock. So count 6 holes at the top of the center, right? 6 holes at 9 o'clock, 6 holes at 3 o'clock, okay? And he says it's a different racket after that. It's like pro stock. So that's what I'm gonna do with this one. And I'm gonna hand it to Coach Andrew Gu tomorrow. And we're gonna all test it out to see if he made one of the best rackets out even better. All right, I'll see you on the court. All right, so on the court now, got my man Coach Gu, got my man Coach Chris, and we got Brazilian Frank's creation here, and with the weights. All right, so we're gonna try it out right now. Stay tuned. All right, so we just got off the court with Frank's creation, 4 grams of lead, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Coach Gu, this is your racket. What did you think?
I thought, honestly, this is a really good customization. It definitely felt more distributed to the head, which I love. For the racket itself, you could tell it was head light, but when you're hitting through it, it distributed the weight forward. But with all this weight now on it, I could feel a change. It's definitely more pronounced, the weight transfer. And I honestly loved it. It gave me a little more of that drive that I was looking for. Control, it didn't lack the control, it didn't lack the feel. It was still there. It was just that weight transfer from the grip through all the way through the head was now, the head was more pronounced, so which I loved the most. And definitely, I should customize all my rackets like this now for the Yonex 95s.
So, all right. So since this is your racket, and we let Coach Chris try it too, because we believe that this is going to be Coach Chris's next racket too. Yeah. So what did you think of the extra weight?
I really liked the added extra weight. I actually even had the fortune of testing it when they were trying it out, where they added all lead tape all the way around the racket, so it was quite heavy too as well. But with kind of putting it at the 12, 3, and the 9 o'clock too as well, I felt it being a little bit more easier to handle. And as I was striking it quite well, I felt like I was able to hit through the ball more. And again, the Yonex 95 is a racket that I'm definitely going to be switching. I think definitely going to be switching to. The feel of it, it's really incomparable, I think, to some of the other brands out there too as well. So I really like the weight distribution on the racket and what they've done to it. So.
All right, so 2 thumbs up so far. I will finish up this review at the shop as well and tell you what I thought of it. All right, so I want to thank Coach Andrew for hanging out with me today. Where can we find you, Coach?
You can find me at agu.tennis. I'll also be posting that content there as well.
All right, I want to also thank Chris for hanging out with me today as always. I will see you back at the shop. All right, so back at the shop. So Frank from Brazil said try that 4 grams and counterweight it or counterbalance it with an overgrip Well, Coach Gu already does the overgrip, so we counterbalanced it with 4 grams of lead at the top. So his theory is 4 grams is what that overgrip weighs. Put 4 grams right back at the top, so you do not alter the balance. He kept saying it's still 8 points head light, which actually it was. So, and that's actually the perfect balance. So that made the racket actually pretty perfect. It really didn't alter anything. Coach Andrew got a little more plowed through the racket. He actually loved it. When I first did it, though, Crazy Frank said put 12 ounces. So my first experiment with that was 12 ounces. Coach Gu loved it, except that his arm was going to fall off at the end. So he finally came back a couple of days after, and I was like, dude, 12 ounces is a lot for that racket. So we toned it back down to the actual 4 ounces that it was supposed to be done with, and we were there, right? The 4 ounces was perfect. We got it done. Coach Andrew loved it. Coach Chris actually, he liked it, but he didn't love it. He liked it more in the stock form, a little bit more. I personally like the weight. I actually personally like the 12 ounce or 12 grams more weight that I added. But, you know, my arm started hurting a little bit, especially if you're going to hit against somebody who's, you know, blasting the ball at you that, you know, people like who Coach Andrew usually coaches at USF. Those guys were killing him because it was so heavy and he had to tote it around. So 4 grams at the top, just like how I showed you. Give it a shot on your Vcore 95. It will make it play better, especially if you use a pro overgrip or an overgrip at the bottom of that racket. All right, 4 grams, guys. Thank you for watching Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis.